you see a landscape appear in front of you in relationship to that goal. And it's quite straightforward to understand. I mean, if I want to walk across the room through an open door, the first thing I do is look at the door, right? So now I've oriented my aim towards the door. Now I can see a pathway to the door, and I can see obstacles and pathways. I can see things that'll move me forward and things that'll get in my way. And that is the landscape of perception. There's an aim and a pathway, and there's obstacles and facilitators. And you're always in that. Okay, your thoughts work that way too. So once you orient yourself towards an aim, the thoughts that come to you will have the voice of the spirit of that aim. Like this is technically how thought works. So if I'm angry with you and I want to have a fight, the thoughts that will come to me will be in keeping with that motivation. And the perceptions as well, like I'm going to transform your face even into a target, right? I'm going to allow the voice of anger to make itself manifest within me. So now imagine that I reconfigure my aim so that I'm aiming, however imperfectly, for the highest thing I can conceive of, however imperfectly. Well, that's the voice that's going to respond to the inquiries. Like that's technically true. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means metaphysically, but it does imply that this is a terrifying thing to realize, is that, well, every aim is a prayer, and every spirit that responds to your aim responds in the voice of the spirit of that aim. And this is a terrible thing because it means, for example, if you're possessed by resentment, it's the eternal spirit of vengefulness that will make itself manifest in your heart. That's exactly what happens. And so, well, there's no reason to assume at all that wouldn't happen on the positive side. Okay, so now you made a gesture. You had decided somehow that the hedonistic pathway that you were pursuing, even if there was some search for enlightenment in it, say with the you weren't going to go down that route. And you can imagine that, you'd learned your lesson to some degree by watching your mother and her boyfriends, that there was some real danger in that, the Timothy Leary danger, right? Enlightenment without wisdom, let's say. So you made a gesture, you cast that aside, and then you opened yourself up, and the opening would be, well, I'm operating under the presumption that something better could appear, whatever that might be. Okay, so now you said the first time you did that in the schoolyard, there was no real response, but you believe in retrospect that something nonetheless changed. And then the next part of the story was this, right? So you're out with your friends and you decide to do something different. Okay, so now that's a prayer. That's a humble prayer. You're on your knees saying there's got to be more. Okay, so then what happens?
Well,